My
Think of the passion, God love everlasting. Keep the law of the land and book in case you're asking. Moving forward to the learning and it's free. Cause I know that God know the combo. Go with Sister E. Love talk Sister E. God work Sister E. Charity Sister E. Let's talk with Sister E. All different type of information every week. Let me speak. If you subscribe, we going deep. Love talk Sister E. God's work Sister E. Charity Sister E. Let's talk with Sister E.
Yeah, that's funny. I almost forgot to do my intro. I'm so used to just getting right into it. Greetings, all. Rio. Yeah, Rio. Me and Rio hanging out today. Good afternoon, all. I was gonna do a 1:30 show, and something I take that's very important is spending time with my daughter. So people realize when your kids get older, they still give you signs and indications when they want downtime with their parent. And she gave me an indicator today that she wanted to hang out with her mom. So I said, let me do this. I said, let me push everything back. I'm gonna hang out with you. We hung out together before she went to class. She just wanted to kind of talk. Um, just life. You know how it is. You remember how when we were hitting that age of 21 and 22, life changes hit us and we're growing and we're developing and we're becoming adults and we're beginning to see things. And sometimes you just want to kind of talk. So I needed to be that ear for her, but also just be there for her. So me and my kiddo hung out. You have to do that sometimes. You got to stop for them. You got to stop everything for them. And I don't care how old they get. I don't care if they're in their 40s, because my mom does it. When she notices I'm having moments, I'm almost 50 now, and she'll stop and just be like, yeah, let me see what's going on with you. So, and she can always sense it. I don't know what it is about being a parent. You can always sense it. So that's why I pushed the live back, y'all. But we're still having it. So after we did, hung out and had our moment, she went to class. And when she got to class, I said, yep, let me go ahead and do what I got to do. So I hope she don't think I'm going to pick her up, because it's too many trains and planes and bus stations and Ubers. I'm like, you gonna have to catch that Uber, baby bear. That's my nickname for a baby bear. So with that being said, hold on, let me get the hooligan by the name of Rio, and we can get it cracking. Come on, Riri. Oh, there you go. You're a good boy. You've been a good boy. You've been quiet. All right, family. Let me cut this news off. Ooh, y'all. Trying to get organized after a move. It is not an overnight thing. It is not an overnight thing. So, y'all, I want to kind of talk to the family about some of the stuff that's transpiring right now. The day one agenda for Donald Trump is very interesting. It's going to be chaotic. I really think that him being in office is going to be just as chaotic as it was the first term. With that being said, CNN is going to be lit and interesting. MSNBC is going to be lit and interesting, and Fox News is going to be lit and interesting. So the three main news stations are going to be off the chain. One of the things that he said he wanted to do day one, deal with the immigration issue. Y'all, I got a couple of videos that I want to play. Let's get straight into it, y'all. This is going to be an interesting time and season. I'll say that much. And to all my veterans, happy Veteran Day. You held it down. It looked like it's going to be some other stuff going on as well. So let me look at my history, my playlist, and we can get started. Oh, it's day one. So hold on. Thank you, hey there. Fair use, fair use. Let me do my fair use thing. I'm glad y'all reminded me, because I'm getting ready to go straight into it. Y'all share and like. The more you like, the more people will come on in the room. So go ahead and like this. Can y'all hear the noise outside? That is too funny. My bedroom is like right next to the window, and I can hear everything, which is fine. Let me see. Go to my. This finna be. Let's go ahead and read it. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, new reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So let me go ahead and put this little ugly emblem up. This emblem is beyond ugly, but I gotta do it because it's not very cute. I don't like it, but I gotta do it. And my little ticker right here. Oh, I gotta find one that's cuter. I need to design a better one, because man, this fair use thing is ugly. All right, so let's get it started. First, y'all go ahead and share and like this video. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. We're going to be having real conversation about real issues that are going on right now in the Americas, because that's where majority of us are right now. The biggest thing right now is this new amazing and interesting president. I'll say that much. His number one, let's talk about his new border czar, which is Tom Hyman. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And I say he ain't nothing but the mafia in a presidential type attire. This dude is off of the charts. I kind of want to start with him and then work my way down, because not only people are looking at the immigration policy. Well, put it like this: day one, Mr. President Trump said day one he getting ready to send undocumented immigrants back to their homeland. Now, keep in mind, everybody thinks, oh, it's just Mexico. No, it's not just Mexico. I just saw a video today where the Filipino or the Philippines president, I hope I'm saying it right. The Philippines president said, y'all need to be making plans if you're undocumented to come back now. So it's not just Mexico. People think, oh, it's just Mexico. No, it's all. It's every every group that's over here. I don't quite know about the people that look like him, what he's gonna do with them. But what you got here is you got the Caribbeans that are over here, got Filipinos, all of them. The president literally said, come home now, pretty much. Don't wait until you get pushed out, but come home now. So everyone can get caught into this. So let's look at first thing I want to look at is the new czar. This the guy that is going to be the czar is very interesting. Let me see. Let me look at my history, because for some reason that's not coming up. What account am I on? On my phone. Okay. Let me go here. I bet you. He is not for the week. I'll say that much. I want to play the video when he was on, is it 60 Minutes? 60 Minutes. And he said something in 60 Minutes that's very interesting. So I'm going to go ahead. This is used for educational and research purposes only. So let me go ahead and cue this video up, and then we go from there. Go straight to it. It's just a minute long, so we can play it. It's going to be interesting, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'll say this much. Let's not put our heads in the sand. With what's going on.
President-elect Donald Trump's administration is starting to take shape. He's announced who he'll tap to lead border security and is also weighing in on the new Republican-controlled Senate. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest.
This morning, former Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Tom Homan, who carried out one of the most controversial border policies during Donald Trump's first term, is set to return to the White House. The president-elect announced Homan will serve as border czar, tapped to fulfill Trump's campaign promise of the largest mass deportation in American history. Homan recently spoke with 60 Minutes.
I hear a lot of people say, the talk of a mass deportation is racist. It's threatening to the immigrant community. It's not threatening to the immigrant community. It should be threatening to the illegal immigrant community.
As ICE director, Homan led the zero tolerance policy that separated parents from their children at the border. The ACLU estimates between 500 and 1,000 families have yet to be reunited. When asked if there's a way to carry out mass deportations without separating families, Homan said this.
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Trump also weighing in on the new Republican-controlled Senate, saying whoever leads it must allow recess appointments. That would give Trump temporary power to fill vacancies without Senate approval. The issue came up in 2014 when the Supreme Court ruled against President Obama's use of recess appointments. At the time, Leader Mitch McConnell called the move a power grab.
The president defied the Senate's determination that it was meeting regularly, and the Supreme Court unanimously agreed with us.
Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Trump says 2 members of his first administration won't be coming back. Former ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Both have been critical of Trump in recent years.
This is a ChatGPT for Airbnb. This new
He said Nikki Haley ain't coming back. Man, and Mike Pompeo. He forgot about his vice president. He ain't coming back either. So this is gonna be a very interesting shift in how things are gonna transpire in the next year. I see in the next year it's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be controlled chaos, but it's gonna be chaos. I understand on one end why he's saying what he's saying. But with that being said, I'm not gonna give my view. I'm gonna let y'all see how they are now arguing amongst each other. Because now it's gonna be a fight of who is gonna stay and who is gonna leave. So Santa Cruz mayor said, hell no, this is not how this is gonna work. Here's my language. Is and then we're gonna talk about Mayor Adams in a little bit. Excuse my language, thanks. But Santa Cruz's county addresses immigration protection in the wake of the election. He ain't playing. He said, no, we're not doing this, and this is not how we're gonna do it. I'm protecting my citizens or the people that are. And the thing is, the main thing that Trump is going to hit is a lot of the sanctuary cities, the sanctuary cities that poorly had regulations that was in place. Like I said, I am not a supporter, but y'all, this is finna be a nasty work. That's all I gotta say. This is not. That's why I couldn't find no other word but that. And this is, I get one. Hell is in the Bible. After that, I'm not gonna say another word like that. Maybe in my next live I say it. No, I'm just joking. But he's not playing with them. He's not. Most people don't take it as everybody pretty much know he not joking. Whereas everybody else, they was like, maybe not. He's not joking with them at all. So, but Santa Cruz County addresses his initiative. So I'll play that.
Donald Trump, Santa Cruz County leaders stepping up to assure the community, the undocumented population, that will be protected.
Now, for more on this story, we turn to KION's Brianna Matha live outside the Santa Cruz County Courthouse. Now, Brianna, what are local leaders doing to reassure the immigrant community during this uncertain time?
You just work from home. I was thinking about the gazelle. The scripture where it says everybody will turn back to like a gazelle, something returning to, but they'll be returning back to their own nation. And that's Isaiah 13:14. And I was thinking about that. Question is, though, let's say that happens. What's going to happen to us? That's a good and interesting question. My question is this: are we going to be the last on the list? Are we going to be last on that list? Because this is going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out. Because he's not going to be done until he does what he wants to do. But again, I think it's going to end with us getting our money. Like I said, it says you're going to watch everything transpire, and then you will leave with great substance. And I think this is where it's not going to be pretty, because once he gets down to us, I think that's when it's going to get real ugly. I'm not to say it won't get ugly with them, but it's going to be very interesting. But let me play. when I say that, what's going to happen to us? What list? I'm looking at how Trump are going after the illegals. Is it going to shift over to kind of say, now let's get to the ones that don't look like us? That's why I said that. So, and y'all excuse me for having a calm voice. I'm trying to remain calm. Because my throat is doing something and I'm not, I don't feel 100% right now, but I still wanted to do this live. So this cough is actually, I don't feel good 100%. So
well, Danya, during the meeting today, local leaders from various sectors in Santa Cruz County are uniting to protect the rights and safety of immigrants within the community. President-elect Donald Trump has been vocal about his stance on immigration.
I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
According to the Santa Cruz County 2020 Census Strategic Plan, an estimated 19,500 undocumented immigrants live in the county.
In my district, it's about 85% Latino, and a majority of the Latino immigrant community is in my district. So I want to make sure that we do everything in our power, everything in our county resolutions and ordinances that we have, but also utilize all the state laws that apply to protecting immigrants.
Local leaders are making it clear that they're taking the steps to ensure that their rights and safety are upheld.
We know this is going to be a very difficult time for our community. I know there's going to be a lot of fear, but we are here to let you know that we support you. We will do everything in our power to continue to provide every service that we can to our community.
County leaders emphasize they've been supportive of policies that protect immigrants, such as the California Value and Truth Act.
We have put into place additional protections through laws such as AB 699, which clarify and expand these rights. Schools are prohibited from collecting or sharing information about students, immigration status, or providing any assistance to immigration authorities in almost all circumstances.
The Center for Farm Worker Families says a mass deportation effort would have an impact on their efforts to distribute resources to farm worker families.
As soon as we start getting information that the Migra is rounding up migrants, then for our distributions, we'll have to find multiple locations to have the distribution.
Some residents we heard from say they're concerned about a mass deportation plan being implemented.
It's important that they feel safe in the community and that they have the right to express themselves and be protected by our community and not have that to live in fear of getting deported.
Now, the county also previously passed a sanctuary resolution to protect people who are undocumented. Reporting live out here in Santa Cruz, Brianna Mathal, KION News, Channel 46.
So I'm kind of trying to figure out how Trump is going to override each sanctuary city. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm feeling all right. I got some energy. I'm taking a throat coat that usually helps my throat. So, and I'm eating Ricola, lemon and honey candy. So y'all gonna hear that in the background. So with that being said, I'm wondering how he's gonna override the policy. Now, keep in mind, y'all, because we got to be honest and we got to be real straightforward, and we're going to talk real talk. Technically, they're the illegals. Can we say it in the background? They're the illegals, especially when you get into California, you get into Texas. That was their land. It was pretty much Mexico's land. And through multiple wars, they eventually lost their land and they were pushed into the region they're in now. But at first, they inhabited that area. Same thing with the Native Americans. They inhabited that area. So let's say going to their own land will lead them to have to go back to England. Think about it. But it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out. Because, 8 U.S. states were Mexico. And eventually they began to lose that land. So And it wasn't that long ago, because I think they really started losing segments of that land in like the 1800s. So with that being said, it's going to be very interesting to see how he plays this off, because family, what you got to realize is this change of guard, we are dealing with two extremes. You have Democrats that was extremely open and not allowing, opening up the borders and not having enough border security. And then you have on the other end where you have the Republicans that are going to be extreme. They're going to be snatching ninjas off the street and throwing you in trucks. I saw the movie. I've been watching Handmaid's Tales, and I saw the I'm on the first episode, and I saw how this man was walking down the street and they snatched him and threw him in the van. Man, that's going to be interesting to see this happen. So we could talk about the 1898 Insurrection Act. I wanted to kind of talk about that. That's another day's conversation. But moving to the next thing. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and play like him being in office is going to be a wonderful day for everybody. It's going to be real interesting. I say this much: have your paperwork with you at all times. It's going to be, you're going to see the Caribbeans don't need to get too chill and relax. Because just like if they're going to hit the Latino and the Hispanic community, they finna hit the Caribbeans and the Africans as well. And I think they chill. They think he just going after them. Oh, he's going after all of them. Everybody. Every single person. He had a lot. Tom Homan had a lot to say here at an event Trump had. Let me see. I'm gonna find it on my Facebook page because TikTok had a pretty good little. Here it is. It's gonna be interesting. I'll say that much to see how this is gonna play out. Hold on. I thought I had it. I'm gonna send it to myself because I saved it on TikTok and I'm gonna play it for y'all. But his conversation. Hold on. I've been looking at TikTok today, y'all. Not a lot, but been looking at it just for a second. Here it is.
Look, they gave me 5 minutes to say a few.
Oh yeah, this is what I want to play. And if anybody hear it and they know what it is, shut your mouth. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, because I want to play this. This dude right here is wait. I'm trying not to get excited right now, because not excited me like, ooh, I'm happy. I'm excited where I'm loud and just being extra right now, because again, my throat is hurting. So yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Okay, so I'm finna play this real quick. Shoot. Where is it? Here it is. Come on. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show y'all. Let me go to it real quick. This like Suge Knight. It's Suge Knight saying you don't want them dancing, you don't give them those. This dude is off the chain, saints. Let me play it real quick. Y'all pay close attention. Y'all can sleep on this if y'all want. Baby, it's about to go down. Think about January 20th will be the swearing in. The next day, this man is finna do this. So he decided he gonna pull in the Suge Knight to be a border czar. Here we go. I can't expand this. Hold on. It won't let me expand, so I'm gonna just play. Fair use. This is being played for educational and research purposes only. I want to let me expand, but I'm gonna play it.
Hey, look, they gave me 5 minutes to say a few things, so if I offend anybody tonight, I don't give a shit. How many pounds of fentanyl didn't make in this country to kill Americans? How many known suspected terrorists didn't make it in the country? How many billions of dollars did the cartels make? President Trump is one badass president. He secured the border at the level we've never seen before. And I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that's been released into the United States under this administration. Don't get too comfortable. We're going to need some help. Do I have any volunteers that want to come back and help run the biggest deportation operation in the history of this nation? In January of 25, the greatest president of my lifetime walking back in the White House. He tells me we got, I say 120 days. He says, no, you got 60 to lock the border down. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I told the president. He comes back. I come back. We fix this shit.
Oh. I hope I don't get no strike because of that. This is finna be, y'all, when I tell y'all, this is finna be crazy. Crazy day. January 20th is going down. It's finna get real interesting. He actually, I want to talk about him for a minute. So if you know anything about Tom Homan, I'm saying that man's name wrong. Tom Homan was, I think he was the czar doing his Trump's last run. So Trump is pretty much bringing his same team back. But now he coming with everything that he got right now. He's like, y'all did me dirty. I got y'all. So it says in January 20, and I'm reading something on January 30th, 2017, President Trump demoted acting immigration and customs enforcer director Daniel Ragsdale to deputy director, a position he already held and appointed Homan as acting director. In May 2017, Homan announced ICE will be arresting 41,000 people between the inauguration day and the end of April, a 38% increase from the same day the year before. As acting ICE director, Homan said that undocumented immigrants should be afraid. He has denied saying aliens commit more crimes than U.S. citizens. So the man off the rip ain't playing no games. I don't agree with some of the stuff because they are the biggest crime committers walking on the face of the earth, and then they playing innocent. So that's another conversation within itself. Y'all came over here and took these folks' country, and you don't want to say, leave our country, and y'all did it first. Whew, that was just a smack in the face. But with that being said, November 14th, 2017, Trump nominated Homan for ICE director. February 2018, this is his timeline. Homan said that that politicians who support sanctuary city policies should be charged with crimes. This is the man that they're getting ready. This is the man that they are getting ready to put back as czar, the border czar. And not only is he just making him border czar, but now it's animosity in the room. There's known beef and animosity because, one, you got to realize Trump's still pissed off that they tried to put him in jail. I think the Democrats just screwed up altogether. Why did y'all have to mess with him? They tried to put this man back in jail. They tried to take him and put him for I say it was just prostitution. He was buying a prostitute with his money. And they tried to put this man in federal prison. So this man is getting ready to not only do this, but do it with vengeance now. First, he was just trying to do something. Now Trump finna be vengeful. They said, y'all try to take me. Now, he already said he getting ready to clean up the trash in the White House. I said, this is going to be a mess. Now, keep in mind, last I checked, and I haven't checked here in the past couple of days, not only is the president Republican, the House and the Senate is Republican now. Majority Republican. I don't think that's changed yet. I can go and look. But let me go look. Hold on. But last I checked, that hasn't changed. Has anybody seen anything different? But yeah, we're gonna see how this is gonna play out. This right here is July 2019. Holman testified before the House Oversight Committee regarding the Trump administration's family separation policy. So there was a policy of separating families. He didn't give a care. February 25th, 2022, Holman was slated as a keynote speaker for the America First Political Action Conference. I think that's what we were looking at, held near Orlando, Florida, but left before that wasn't the one then, before the conference began, after he learned that the founder, Nick Fuentes, had praised Putin for the invasion of Ukraine. So Holman joined the Heritage Foundation, Jesus, in 2022 and became a contributor to the Project 2025, which proposed mass arrest, detentions, and deportation of undocumented immigrants across the nation. The proposal mirrored Trump's plan for the second term. July 2024 National Convention Conference meeting, Holman said, if Trump comes back in January, this is the one in the National Convention in July, I'll be on his heel coming back, and I will run the biggest deportation force that this country has ever seen. They ain't seen us yet. You know what he said, wait until 2025. During a campaign rally the next day, Trump signaled he would bring Holman back for a second term. And on July 2017, at the 2024 convention, Republican National Convention, Holman called Biden's immigration policy national suicide and told millions of illegal aliens to start packing. So President-elect Trump announced on November 10th, 2014, that Holman will be joining the incoming administration as the border czar position, writing that Holman will be in charge of all deportation of illegal immigrants back to their countries of origin. That's Isaiah 13, I think 13:14, or is it 13:17? 13:14, I think, I can't remember, using Alien and Sedition Act of 1798. Ooh. So the Alien and Sedition Act were a set of 4 laws enacting in 1798 that applied restrictions to immigration and speech in the United States. The national, I think that's what it's, speech in the United States. Restriction to immigration and speech in the United States. The Nationalization Act of 1798 increased requirements to seek citizenship. The Alien Friends Act of 1798 allowed the president to imprison and deport non-citizens. The Alien Enemy Act of 1798 gives the president additional powers to detain non-citizens during a time of war. And the Sedition Act, I hope I'm saying that right, of 1798 criminalized false and malicious statements about the federal government. The Alien Friends Act and the Sedition Act expires after a set of number of years, and the Nationalization Act was reapplied in 1802. The Alien Enemies Act, as amended, is still affect 50 of the U.S. nations. USC, I forgot channels. I don't know what that is. Alien and Sedition Acts acts were passed by Congress controlled by the Federalist Party, and they were directed against other parties at that time, against the Democrat Republican Party, typically favored by non-citizens. Only I'll do a whole conversation about this because I want to do a deep dive. So based on these details, it's going to be criminalizing them. Now, y'all, I know this might be a little boring. Y'all used to the hype, but right now this isn't time for the hype. That's another reason why I'm chill, because I want to remain focused in this conversation. So for those who looking for, I'm not going to do that right now, because we have to be aware of technically what can happen. And now I heard of something coming down called, was it Denaturalization Act, and I think, or revoking citizenship. So there is a concept of nationalization typically concerns the grant of citizenship to a person who has lived in the U.S. for a specific time period and meets certain other requirements to a group of people in newly acquired territories who require citizenship by statute or treaty. I'm gonna go to the part of the definition, and I'm gonna share this screen. I'm talking and I'm not sharing. Sorry. So for those who want to ignore and need a show, I just ain't got that in me right now. We need to get to the meat of the matter. So denaturalization refers to the revocation of the citizenship from a nationalized U.S. citizen. Congress' power over denaturalization derives from a power to establish a uniform rule of nationalization and from its power to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying the execution of foregoing powers and all other powers vested by this Constitution and the government of the United States or any department of office thereof. So I heard through the grapevine about something called down the pipe called denaturalization, meaning you can have citizenship, but if any time that they deem you as a threat or a problem or a particular group that's deemed as an issue, they can revoke that. Now, I don't know how true that is. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on this, but I've heard denaturalization pop up in conversations. That right there could tag every single person in the room. You could be a citizen. So I don't know if there's a statute of limitation, meaning if you are a born citizen or if you are a descendant of slaves, African descendant of slave ADOS. Can they go back that far down the rabbit hole to say, hey, I'm going to take that from y'all? Just wondering, y'all. I'm wondering, what are y'all thoughts? And this is just, I might be wrong. I never sit here and make it seem like I got it together. Somebody may come up and say, oh, no, Sister, they can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. Cool. But we are talking about Black folks. They'll find any kind of way to deem us as enemy number one. Don't get it twisted. They can easily say we enemy number one. Look at all the crime in the street. Look at Chicago. Look at Memphis. Look at hold on. They can utilize anything that they want to use to be able to take that and say, hey, look, they're a problem. Not sure if they can do that though. Technically, they can, because our people weren't necessarily considered citizens. So they can say that, hey, y'all are criminals. Y'all are creating crime in the middle of the street. They can build a case. So with that being said, I'm gonna do a little bit more digging. I'm gonna talk to a couple of my friends who I know that deals in government and give me, because even though you can say that, and I see what Don P is saying, but we don't know. We're talking about people that can find loopholes in anything. And they can find a loophole in that and say, y'all out. Make America great again. Not to say that they're gonna do that, y'all, because he may end up again. That's what I'm saying, y'all. First couple of years, if we end up flourishing just for a season while we're here, save your ducats and your money, because you never know what can happen later on down the line. It may be all fine and sunshine in a happy place. It might be. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because you already see the tension. You already see the tension, but that's another conversation. I mean, they can. Yep, they can. It's theirs. This is gonna be interesting. I'll say that much. I'll say keep your eyes open. Don't ignore what's going on right now. So off the rip, back to Tom Homan, which is very this new border czar. He's gonna be, we're gonna see some stuff transpire. That's gonna be shocking. I'll say that much. So let me play this real quick. Share this tab.
At any time. This full committee hearing is convening regarding the administration's child separation policy and substantiated allegations of mistreatment. I also wanted to briefly address the spectators in the hearing room today. We welcome you and respect your right to be here. We also ask, in turn, for your respect as we proceed with the business of the committee today. It is the intention of this committee to proceed with this hearing without any disruptions. Any disruption of this committee will result in the United States Capitol Police restoring order, and that protesters will be removed. If a disruption occurs, a Capitol Police officer will go to the individual, instruct that they cease the demonstrations. If the individual does not cease, no action will be taken. However, if the person does not cease or begins demonstrating after the initial warning by the officer, the individual will be removed from the hearing room. We are grateful for your presence here today and your cooperation. I would also remind all members to avoid engaging in adverse personal references. I now recognize myself for 5 minutes to give an opening statement. Today, we examine the Trump administration's inhumane policy of separating children from their parents at the southern border. I use the word inhumane for a reason. Separating children from their mothers and fathers causes damage that may endure for a lifetime. Let me let that sink in. In other words, until they die. The Trump administration adopted this child separation policy intentionally, purposefully, as a tactic to deter people from coming to the United States and seeking asylum. You ask the question, how do you know this? Well, let me answer. On March 7, 2017, the Secretary of Homeland
They have children. What they see every Why doesn't everyone between 45 and 65 claim the 250,000?
Is there anything you'd like to respond to what you've heard today?
Yeah, I'd like to respond to Acting Chairman Jay Paul on your comment about the Trump administration moving money around for more detention beds. I'd like to remind you, under the Obama administration, we did that most of the years he was president. We moved money around DHS. It's called reprogramming. We did that under the Obama administration. I don't remember any hearings on that. And also, I'd like to remind you that under the Obama administration, I mean, you're quick to point out that the cages were built under Obama administration. I was there. Family detention, we had 100 family beds under Obama administration. We built 3,000 more. So when there was a surge in FY14 and FY15 on the border, Congress was quick to give all the money we needed to build detention facilities, get transportation contracts. We reprogrammed money out of the majority of the years he was president. That was fine. Under Obama administration, FY12, we removed 409,000 people, half of what was removed last year. There was no hearings on that. So this is about transparency. Let's be factual about it.
The time of the gentleman has expired. Since you did address some comments at me, I'll just say that I didn't like it under the Obama administration either. In fact,
well, be honest with the American people. You can't point out faults in the Trump administration when it happened under the Obama administration. That's dishonesty. It's pathetic and it's sad.
Mr. Holman, I control the time and I am the chairwoman of the committee. Thank you for respecting that. I didn't like it under the Obama administration, and I'll remind you, Mr. Holman, that you also testified before Congress in support of the Obama's Priorities Enforcement Program before the Senate Judiciary Committee on May 19th, 2016, which had a very different approach.
Well, can I respond to that? Can I respond to that?
No.
Of course not.
And I want to give you some time, but I do want to ask one quick question, and I want to make one quick statement. I find it very offensive that anybody would compare any federal employee, frankly, to someone who, the Gestapo or running Nazi concentration camps. That is very offensive. I have 15 seconds and I yield to you.
Thank you for saying that. I wish somebody in Democratic leadership would say that out loud. Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Holman,
look,
please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Holman. He don't get to go beyond his time.
Mr. Holman, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one witness, one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority.
So this is key right here, because this whole border stuff is going to get out of control. I said this, keep your papers on you. I really believe they're going to start playing the snatching game, snatch and grab, snatch and grab, snatch and grab. It won't give folks time to get their paperwork. We don't know how this is, and not to say they're going to grab any of us and they ain't going to give us our right to get our paperwork. But, what if they do? The same country that snatched and grabbed us and brought us here unjustly 400 years ago, who's to say they ain't going to snatch and grab and try to send us somewhere? And we telling them, we citizens, who's to say? Y'all act like we're dealing with a government that is upright and respectful and follows rules properly. Y'all can play with this government y'all want to. When I say have your papers, I mean like your birth certificate, proof of your citizenship, an up-to-date driver's license, social security number, things like that. Take a picture of it. You ain't got to have it with you, but take a picture of it for them to say that, hey, look, I have this. Or at least have a copy or something, because who's to say it won't be snatch and grab? Not to say it may not be. It may be sunshine and lollipop. But these folks are on a mission, and don't get it twisted. We can get caught up in the heat of the mission, and they ain't gonna think nothing about it. So right now you're dealing with the situation where the illegal migrants. I had some videos saved, and I wonder if it's saved on my other account. What account is this? Yeah, it's the right account. I thought I added it to my playlist. Where's my day one videos? Okay, so it's a situation right now. People are going to be concerned. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch my voice real quick. Hold on. Let me get some water. All right, I'm back. I think I've been talking too loud, but it's going to be interesting with him being border czar. And it's a strong message that he sent back. He's not playing. So let's look up Trump deportation. So the deportation has already started within New York. Just here recently, Mayor Adams made a move after he talked to Trump on the phone. I heard, and said everybody out. They're not giving them any more. Migrants are not getting any more funding. They're not. They're not getting any more support. And you know he really finna go hit up Ohio and places like that, because those are the places that are really impacted by the situation with the border. So, but I don't want to get too far off the beaten path. I want to kind of stay right here. So with that being said, New York, let me go to New York and then I'm gonna talk about the Filipinos. Their concern. Have y'all heard about what Adams did? Have y'all heard? Give me a one if y'all have heard. So, okay, so y'all heard he getting ready to take that money. And he's starting to shift him. Oh, I'm sorry. So, with that being said, he already got buses sending them back to Texas. So I'm gonna share this really quick. Fair use, fair use. It's gonna be interesting. I want to see how this is gonna play out.
I want to congratulate President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance and wish them all the best as they work to promote the interests of the American people. As mayor of America's largest city, our main team will work with the incoming administration for the good of all New Yorkers. We also intend to protect our immigrant communities, and we will work with the new administration and Congress to develop a realistic and compassionate national strategy for our immigration system. This includes pushing Congress to provide expedited authorization for asylum seekers who desire to work, and they are already here. To those immigrants who are living here pursuing the American dream, as so many generations did before you, New York City stands with you. Our city will also continue to offer care resources, and legal help to those who need it. Regardless of immigration status, we will be here for you. New York City will always remain a city of immigrants and a beacon of liberty around the globe.
I forgot. Carol said they're not coming back to Texas. So it's I'm gonna play that video for you, Carol. Have you seen it, Carol? Because I know you out there. Have you seen that New York is trying to get buses together? I hadn't been in Manhattan, so I don't know what they're doing. I try my best to stay out of that area sometimes, especially now. But they got buses. They talk about sending them back. So with that, they have already started the process of cutting the debit cards. Hold on one second. This is my daughter. Hey. I'm sorry, kid. That was my kiddo. Yeah, he stopped. I'm gonna play this for y'all. I'm gonna play it. So fair use. I don't like these little sideline channels. They be hitting folks with strikes. Here we go. So I'm gonna do CBS News. So with that being said, one of the things that Mayor Adams is doing, he's cutting the debit cards. They will not have money anymore. That's one of the biggest things New Yorkers have been complaining about the amount of money that they've been getting. So let me share.
To breaking news now, the city will end its controversial debit card program for migrants. Under the pilot program, migrants staying in city-funded hotels receive these cards to buy their own food and other necessities. In a statement, a City Hall spokesperson said in part, through the Immediate Response Cards pilot program, we were able to reduce food waste, redirect millions of dollars to our local economy, and provide more cultural relevant food to more than 2,600 migrant families in our care. The migrant families now will continue to receive these debit cards through the end of the year. After that, the city will transition back to food delivery services for migrants.
So I don't think they're gonna make it that long for even the food program in 2025, because I think it's saying you don't get no more money, but we're gonna feed you until we walk you out of here. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they are slowly but surely beginning to kind of pull the rug from up under them and say go back. They're going to I love Sister Carol. She is hilarious. Y'all have to know her to know she's standing on business. So, hold on. I'm trying to talk about migrants being sent back to Texas. So, I don't know. Let's see. Here we go. Migrants. And really, if they're sending them there, I think they're just sending them closer and closer to the border. So let me see. I'm trying to find the article because it's Cash Jordan's article, and I try not to play a lot of Cash Jordan stuff because I don't want to get hit. I'll find it. Okay. I'll find it and I'll send another. I'll play it another day. I do not want to play Cash Jordan stuff because yeah, I get strikes when I use other people's channels. We can do that in the back room. But let me see. Maybe I'm putting the wrong verbiage. So it looks like they sending them back, but let me get the information on this because this is coming from Cash Jordan. Like I said, I want to make sure that I got everything showing the video of them going back and getting back on the buses. But with that being said, y'all, this is going to be a very interesting time. I'll say that much. With that being said, I want to bring shit like that. It is not just going to be they think it's just going to be the Latino community. Play a good video for y'all. The Filipino community as well is like, y'all, at least he has sense enough to say, let me call my folks to come on back home. Cause once they start deportation, it's not gonna be pretty. Where is it? Here we go. So I'm gonna play this. So it ain't just, it's not just gonna be the Hispanic community. People like, oh, he gonna get anybody. So I'm gonna share this with you. Yep. People better get their head out the sand on us. We just the last part of the list, I think, if they ever have a list.
Not think anything will change, but Philippine Ambassador Babes Romualdez may not think anything will change between Manila and Washington under the second Trump presidency, but he does have a warning to undocumented Filipinos still slugging it out there. Leave now. Camille Samonte has that report.
Still more than 2 months before President-elect Donald Trump goes back to the White House, but his cabinet is already taking shape. First on the list, his campaign manager and political strategist, Susan Wiles. She will be the first ever female chief of staff in the White House.
Susie likes to stay sort of in the back, let me tell you. The Ice Maiden, we call her the Ice Maiden.
One of Trump's election promises was stricter immigration policy, and worries starting to creep in that Trump's return to the U.S. presidency will soon bring forth a mass deportation of illegal migrants. That's why as early as now, the Philippine Embassy in Washington is already warning undocumented Filipinos in the U.S. to leave the country instead of risking deportation.
Immediately leave voluntarily, because once you're deported, you can never come back to the United States. At least if you leave, there's always an opportunity or a chance that you'll be able to file at the right and just follow the rules and regulations of the country.
He says any Filipino staying in the U.S. illegally can seek help from the attaché of the Department of Migrant Workers at the Philippine Embassy in Washington, D.C. But he clarified that the only assistance they can give is to give advice, not help them find a pathway to being legal.
If they have a potential roadmap to be able to stay in the United States legally, then we tell them, then get the right person to help you, a lawyer or whoever it is, and start the process. But if there is none, it's clear that there's only one way, so that you will have a chance to be able to apply legally, but you do not allow yourself to be deported. Because there are many cases where once you're deported, 99% you will never be able to come back to the United States.
Ambassador Romualdez also pointed out that it's not just in the US. Many other countries, for instance in Europe, have also recently tightened immigration policies. He says information is now shared among authorities, so it's not as easy to be AT&T or tago ng tago anymore.
All countries, and it's not only the United States. I understand even Canada right now, the neighboring country, Canada, and other countries as well, are already tightening their borders because the system can no longer take immigrants. They need legal immigrants and potentially people that will not burden the social system. You know, the TNTs, the people who are always hiding, will be discovered at some form or another because information is now shared by all departments, immigration, customs, the DHS, the TSA, all of this is now interconnected.
One of other things that Trump campaigned on
I
was
agree,
an
Carol.
America
I do
First
agree.
policy, wherein he promised to bring back jobs to the U.S. This has sparked concerns among some quarters that it may affect the BPO industry, being that North America is still the Philippines' largest client by region. The industry employs nearly 1.9 million nationwide, but the ambassador says BPO shouldn't be affected.
I don't think so because that's already an established fact that call centers are really basically a digital or a part of the an established business that is already being farmed out by many companies because the Philippines is a central point there. We've had this for quite a long time now, and I don't think that that's going to be severely affected. It's really more on the manufacturing side where I think that is being targeted by the incoming administration of President Trump.
Trump will be inaugurated at noon on January 20, 2025. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
So that's another thing. He says bringing jobs back. That's another part of it. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Carol, I heard about him going after social media banning. So let me know if I'm correct. So he's pushing back against censorship on these social media platforms. I know when Democrats in office, they get real tight with censorship. But when Republicans are in office, they tend to be a little bit more lenient when it comes to freedom of speech. But with that being said, y'all, that's another thing that they're looking and they're afraid of is the offshore work. Things that are offshore, because he said we're bringing jobs back. That's why he kept saying, the call centers in dealing with the Philippines shouldn't be affected. Keyword shouldn't. We know that it'll flip overnight. Just by him just waking up one morning and Trump saying, you know what? All call centers got to come back to the US. Am I totally upset about that? I don't think I am after dealing with Verizon and being on hold for 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm just not upset about that. So no more banning, shadow banning, removing accounts, fact checking. So we should have a little bit more freedom and liberty on these social media platforms. Let it be YouTube, Facebook. And I think that's why Elon Musk is like 100% in for it. Because he got slapped on the hand for a form of censorship with Twitter. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out. Now, the thing is, are they going to do this responsibly? No, we're going to see. Because being honest, when I think about it, during the time of the super flu, I wasn't really being hit with strikes with YouTube. I wasn't really hit, but I didn't start getting hit and getting censored with old videos back during Trump's presidency until Biden's administration. And that's when I started getting hits and them taking down old videos of things that I did years ago, just here recently. That's when I was getting hits like misinformation, and some things wasn't misinformation. So hopefully I can they ease up on this with YouTube, because YouTube is just hitting us for anything. I mean, just anything. But I started a lot of my videos that got hit, that I did get, not necessarily a strike, but the video was taken down, was due to medical misinformation. And that was the videos I did during the super flu era, when when Trump was in office, and those videos wasn't hit during his era. It got hit during Biden's era. So we're gonna be able to do a little bit more when it comes to this social media. It's gonna get very interesting. I think they do not. I honestly think, and y'all, I'm gonna close on this one. I honestly think they do not want him in office. They cannot control him. They can control Kamala a little bit more, but they cannot control him as much. And with their lack of being able to control him, he'll agree today and then flip the script on the next day. And that's the same thing with this border control. This is going to be interesting. We think that super flu, YouTube, and all this stuff was going on was interesting. I think this one right here is going to take the cake. This second term is going to be a roller coaster ride if I've ever seen one. I will say this much. Since he's been back on the mainstream, news has gotten interesting. It was a little boring there for a little minute. It was boring for a little bit. I was like, oh, everybody's so happy. I'm just joking. But Biden and Harris era, it was just everybody watch what you say, because she was finna put the grip on social media. And Harris had already said, even shutting down some platforms, they was finna put the clinch on it. But Trump won. So that's out of the window. And understand why Elon Musk is running close with him. But man, when I tell y'all, it was so interesting during that time, because people could freely talk on these channels. Like, you didn't have to say lollipop and candy and gumdrop and Hershey Kiss and chocolate bar and super flu, because you could easily say what it was and not get a strike and your video shut down. Now though, you can't even say lollipop no more. So Trump is back. The news is finna get interesting. I wonder what's gonna happen the day after his inauguration. Because the inauguration is scheduled for January 20th. And I'm gonna probably take that day off and the day after off. And do a live, talking about it and listening and dissecting everything that he said, because he's gonna say a lot. He's definitely gonna say a lot. He's gonna piss quite a few people off. But it's gonna be very interesting. I'll say that much. I don't know. I ain't gonna tell you. I don't know how I feel about him being in office. I'm gonna be honest. I did not like Harris in Biden's era. The economy was shot. YouTube's couldn't do a flourish. Social medias was shadow banned. I knew I was being shadow banned because I was getting people messaging me saying I'm being I'm being unsubscribed from your channel. It was just ridiculous. So we're gonna see a lot of changes. We're gonna see a lot of interesting things. But I'm not afraid. That's one thing I'm not. I'm not afraid. Keep your papers on your family. I'll say that much. But we ain't gonna talk about the foreign conversations. One end, I've heard that he had a conversation with Putin. And on the other end, I heard Putin said that no, they have not had a conversation. So I want to see how this Putin and Ukraine conversation go, because the one thing Trump said is he ain't sending no more money over there. Now, what y'all don't realize, y'all says that he is Team Israel. Bibi and Trump can't stand each other. People don't know that. Bibi and Trump do not have a good relationship. He doesn't like Iran either. Trump don't like nobody, being honest. But him and Bibi don't click. They can't stand each other. So actually, Bibi did not like Trump. And when I say Bibi, I mean Benjamin Netanyahu. Bibi didn't like Trump, nor did he like Obama. He couldn't stand Obama. Bibi could not stand Obama. So, but Trump and Bibi are not cool at all. So I'm not really with this statement. I don't see him being any more toxic than Biden. Tell me what's toxic when your economy within the U.S. is falling to shambles, but you're constantly sending money out of the door for other countries to support their wars. It's toxic. He does not. So I'm like, ugh. You can keep some of that money on in-house and figure out how we're going to get things together. I'm good with that. But let me see. Netan. I can't spell that man's name for the life of me. Let me see. So we'll talk more into the foreign part later. So it's gonna be who's excited about 2025? 2025 is finna go down in the books. 2024 went down in the books with the beginning of the end of 2023 with Cat Williams, and then on with the Diddy stuff. Cat Williams closed out 2023. He closed it out. We needed that for a little minute. Close out 2024. I'm wondering. And he did have, now Trump did have a platinum plan. I wonder if he's gonna reenact some form of a plan like that, but he did have a platinum plan. I don't see Trump being racial. I see Trump being a moneymaker. He's a businessman. Even before, think about it, y'all gotta be honest. Other than what happened with the kids in New York, you saw Trump back in the day, he was with a lot of black celebrities. So I never equated Trump as being racist. And don't forget, Trump was a Democrat at one time, and he ran on a Democratic ticket. That he said he ran Republicans because people are a little easily controlled on the Republican side. So we think about it, y'all. Prior to all the media, think about 1991. I want to say back in the early 2000s. Did we really call Trump racist? Be honest, y'all. Be honest. I don't remember that. Bring that to my remembrance. Did we call him racist in the 2000s when he was the businessman? Who was the woman that won the Trump show that he always kept with him? It was a black woman. I forgot her name. I can't remember her name. We never called him. I don't remember us calling him racist. Omarosa. Yes. Y'all remember he kept Omarosa with him. I'm gonna be. I don't remember him being that. Oh wow, I didn't know that. I'm gonna look into the lawsuits. I'm gonna look into it. Yeah, I remember Central Park 5. Yep. Yeah. Well, I want to see how this is gonna play out. It is going to be interesting. Finally, I could be able to watch the news and be like, "Oh, it's about to go down." I just can I have a break? I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Y'all gotta be honest. Tell me if y'all don't agree with this. During the lockdown, it was peaceful and I was making money. I was making money. Hold on. Hello. You ain't got your key? Hold on. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm finna let Madison in. Don't y'all talk amongst yourselves. Be nice. Give him his. Y'all had to let my daughter in. But I want to do that research though, because I want to make sure we're not screaming that hard. Because, like I said, somebody else said that I ain't create no bill just for black people. Ooh, she said that, y'all. She shouldn't have said that. That was really stupid for her to say that. Really stupid. So, with that being said, y'all, did y'all enjoy today? I enjoyed it. I told y'all I'm gonna learn how to keep these segments to a decent hour. And I'm still trying to get better. So I'm sorry for coughing in the mic because this mic is extra loud. I got to remember I'm on the mic now. So, did y'all enjoy? Thank you so much. Please, if you feel like you want to bless my channel, here is my Cash App, my PayPal, if you want to give to the PayPal, or you can bless via Super Chat. Thank you, Cami, for your super sticker, $4.99. Thank you. So, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. He did meet. Now, we got to dissect this. He met with him. He's a businessman, y'all. Keep telling y'all. He met with Ice Cube, but why? Y'all, we got to dig down the rabbit hole. We got to dig deep into that rabbit hole and figure out what is what. So we here. We here now. So we gonna see how this plays out. So as y'all can hear, I'm not feeling good. I'm finna get off this live. And I'm finna go lay down. Thank y'all so much for supporting me. I thank y'all so much for coming out and visiting me and listening to me run my mouth, and y'all providing y'all great insight. I am getting ready to make some soup or something and lay it down for a little bit. I plan to continually do more. Hopefully I can make it to the event next weekend, y'all. I'm just trying to get past whatever little something I didn't got. So but yeah, hit the like button. And hit the share and subscribe. All right, y'all. Get ready to end this live. Thank you and good night.
All different type of information every week. Let me speak. If you subscribe, we're going deep. Love talk, Sister E. God's work, Sister E.